Last night, I checked my bank account to see that my mom had stolen about $30K USD from my savings account. The withdrawal showed up on my end as miscellaneous debit. My mom had stolen it last week, and I didn't notice until today, due to the fact that I only check my bank account around once a week. If you're wondering why I don't check more often, it's just because my dad allows me to use his credit card for groceries while I'm in college, and I only ever buy groceries for myself. The only time I check my bank account is when I have to pay for some expense, bills, etc. My mom and I have not spoken in more than a year due to reasons that aren't really important. I'm just emphasizing that we do not have a relationship. My dad also does not speak to her only through lawyers. When I first left her house at 18, my mom gave me nothing, withholding my birth certificate, ID, etc. I had to painstakingly replace everything. I finally was able to find a bank where I could open an account with the forms of ID I could provide. I went to the bank alone and opened a bank account. That bank account was opened by me. I was the only one who signed for it, and not even my dad had any access to it whatsoever, of course, since I'm an adult. Fast forward to today, when I called the bank after seeing all the money from my savings account gone. This money I had saved up over the span of around a year, where my dad paid me generously while working for him. The bank revealed that it was my mom who took the money. The bank told me that my mom was a signer on my own bank account, and that my bank account was actually a joint account. This was a revelation to me as I opened this account on my own. I don't even know how my mom knew my savings account number because, again, I have not spoken to her in over a year. They told me for this reason. They could not file a dispute, but that I'd have to go to my local branch, which is not local anymore since I moved away for college, to fix the problem, as they were the ones who transferred the money. Of course, I was just floored and confused and asked how a joint account is made. They said that for a joint account to be created, both people must be present. I went and made my account alone. I, of course, am going to have to follow all the steps after this. Going to the original branch to see what happened, talking to the manager, closing the account, and I'm going to be switching banks altogether while this is being investigated. Can someone please tell me how my mom was able to do this? Was it a mistake on my end? How likely is it that I can get my money back?
Former banker here. You don't have to go to the original branch. Is this a big bank or a smaller credit union? If it's a big bank, ask them for the original signature card from when you opened the account, and ask them to show the signature card where your mom was added to the account. This should nail down how she got added onto your account.
This is definitely a smaller bank. I talked to the customer care representative over the phone, and they said the signature card had both my and my mother's signature on it. In your experience, was there any other way for someone to sign something like that without being present? Thanks for the tip. I'll be sure to look at it anyways.
Ask them to show you that signature card with both your names, so that you can see if it's forged or she ended up using a power of attorney form to get herself added to the account. In the larger banks, there is no way a person can get added onto an account without the primary account holder present, unless she had a POA. If the signature is forged, then your SOL, you'll have to confront her and/or get an attorney to see how to proceed. You'll have to bring a lawsuit against the bank for allowed fraud to happen and/or sue her for your missing funds. Either way, shut down all of your accounts and move banks, since she knows where you bank now.
Social engineering. A fancy way to say your mum probably played the sweet lady, trying to help her daughter card to some poor teller, and got onto the signature card that way.
I agree, this is the likely scenario that was playing out in my head. I'll bet dollars to donuts that OP opened the account alone, and then at some point over the previous year, OP's mother social engineered her way into getting added as a signer on the account as a co-signer. At the same time, mother may have changed the contact info so that OP would not have been notified, mail would have gone where mother directed it. OP, check your contact info to see if it is accurate. Also, download or obtain each of your monthly statements. It should list the signers on the account somewhere near the top and see if it changed at some point in the last year. Bank should also have a trail of records with timestamps of when any changes occurred on the account. Also, your mother knows all the likely answers to your security questions most banks ask, e.g., what is your mother's maiden name? What was the name of your first pet? Who was your first grade teacher's name? Etc. In addition to immediately opening a different account at a different bank, when setting security questions, fill it in with answers that she will be unable to guess. What town were you born in? Answer, Turquoise.